No wonder your daddy was never okay after this. Y'all just be taking drugs without any kind of warning, without any kind of questions. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Halo. We're now into episode 7, which is called Inheritance. So the last episode ended in a very interesting way. We saw that the whole episode that John was really trying to figure out what was going on with this artifact, figuring out that McKee is someone who is like him, that she can connect with the artifact as well, and trying to understand what the artifact was doing to him, because we saw throughout the episode that his health was deteriorating. He didn't know why it was happening, but he was also in denial it was happening. But McKee kept telling him that he needed to take her to the artifact and that together they could figure out how to like reverse what was going on with him. But for very real reasons, John did not fully trust her and decided to do it on his own. And we saw at the end that he did, I guess, eventually surrender or die. I'm still not 100% sure if he just died and then came back or not. But he went to some place with McKee and it looked serene and peaceful and his vitals went right back to normal. So that place is someplace. They were still there when the episode ended. And then outside of that, we saw that Halsey was stripped of all of her privileges where the Spartan program and the artifact were concerned. But we know that Halsey's got plans within plans within plans. So, of course, she's found a way to hack her way into the system thanks to Cortana. And so she is still actually trying to pull strings behind behind the curtain and see what's going on so she can still be involved or somehow, get involved despite the fact that she's supposed to be gone. So that kind of sucks because this was really supposed to be Miranda's chance to shine, but there's a very good chance that Halsey's going to steal her thunder in some way. So not looking forward to that, but all I know is I need Halsey gone. I know it's not going to happen, but someone's got to take that girl out. So anyhow, I'm very interested to see where John and McKee have ended up, if they figured out anything new about the artifact. We're not going to know if that's true until we get into the episode, so I'm about to do that. But before I do, guys, your first time to my channel, thank you so much for coming. If you've never been here before, my channel, I do reactions to all kinds of shows, but primarily the nerdy stuff. Shows like this, Marvel shows, anime, if it's nerdy, I'm pretty much into it. So if you're into that, please come back again. Like this video if you like it. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can see more of this stuff. Put some comments below because your girl needs all the algorithm love she can get, and I very much appreciate it. And the same goes for all y'all who've been here before. You already know the drill. Thank you so much for coming back. I love you. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right about now. Oh yeah, this chick. I forgot that you almost killed my boy Soren for no reason. How long ago was this? 2 years. Okay.
Aren't you handsome?
Excuse me, ma'am. How old are you? You don't look to be his mama.
쟤 데리고 요 앞에 산책이라도 갔다 와. 동물원에 갇혀 있는 것도 답답한데. I'm guessing you grew up working the heavy water rigs. Will you go back to that?
The patronizing tone.
If you're gonna feed your soldiers, father, at least don't feed them lies.
어디 가니?
Anywhere but here.
Yeah, 어디가? Exactly. Rude. This is the issue with people like Kwon. Like, her fire is amazing. We need that kind of spirit, but she's not the kind of person who looks at the whole picture. She's very judgmental, and she very much thinks that her way is the only way. And it's gonna get her killed. If not her, then a lot of people who try to help her. But she didn't even know the whole story with her father. So the fact that she's coming in hot like this. But I mean, I'm giving her a pass because we gotta remember she's like a teenager. So teenagers always think they know everything. Oh, did you leave Soren out in the desert? You're driving into a dust storm when you can't see anything. Okay. Still walking around with this thing on her arm. Exactly. What you deserve. They ain't gonna hurt her. We all know that. But she needs to learn to calm down. Come up with a plan. Take a minute. Take a step, sis. Kwon's a very frustrating character for me because I do understand where she's coming from. Like, she's lost everything. She's all fire right now. She realizes how quickly life can be snuffed out. But at the same time, this impetuousness. Oh, like, I'm not saying she should slow down or stop, but stop, I should say, but she needs to, like, at least get some help, get some insight, just take 2 minutes to put together a plan.
Incredible. What an absolutely incredible story.
Is it?
Cheers to you.
What's going on with your wife's hair there? I have questions. Was that the person who brought the chickens?
With a bounty on her head.
Soren had her here on the rubble. But did he share her with his partner?
Share her? Excuse me, what is she? A sweater? No.
The next thing you know, he's back. No girl, no bounty, no ship. So what happened?
Yeah. What did happen? Is this real?
You didn't want to hear it?
I run my business the way I see fit.
Yeah, because it's my business.
People are talking.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah? Talk to me. I'm right here.
Hear what he has to say.
Especially since he's shaking a lot for somebody who's got a lot to say.
You tell me. Have I lost a step?
Yeah, look me in my eye and tell me that right here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you should go. Trained killer since he was a child. Move on.
Sweetheart, it's a party.
Wife, darling, sometimes you need to know when to shh. If you're running a place like this full of the rabble, you need to establish dominance, unfortunately. You don't have the luxury of ignoring when people be this.
Kwon, hi.
How do you know my name?
Dude, there's wanted posters for you all over the galaxy. What you mean?
I am Desiderata.
Oh, I just happen to have bolt cutters. We ain't that far in the wilderness, apparently.
Because I'm going to finish what he started.
You didn't start with your father.
Oh,
There were others
See?
in your family before him.
you think you know everything.
Tell me what you told my father. Please.
Yeah, please is where you should start. You and all your demands.
I took on a man twice my size and won. I'll fight you all if I have.
Twice, yeah, you jumped him. Okay.
Your rage blinds you to the truth.
Rage
Yeah.
is all I have left.
Oh, that's sad for you. I need to understand what happened as far as like what happened between when Kwon knocked him out and him getting back to the rock. I mean, I'm glad he's there, don't get me wrong, but questions.
You're certain that the pirate left Madrigal by himself?
The cargo captain swore to it under vigorous questioning.
Little Kwon Ha, all alone in the wide world.
That's what she wanted.
Make the same mistake. We come at her hard this time.
Yes, sir.
She will find no safe haven.
I have nothing to say about that. I'm just sad that, you know, Kwon's now bringing drama to people who just be out in the wilderness just herding they chickens. This jerk and his damn bike in the streets. I swear to God. Why are we following this guy? Yeah, I had a feeling. Soren needs to talk to you. Something tell me you may not get off this ride, sir. Maybe your stop might be in hell. Look at him. Why you look so nervous, bruh? Why you look so nervous? You was stepping up a lot last night.
This is the big score we've been looking for, boss. And I thought of everything.
I feel like he doesn't want to hit UNSC anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, Soren's kind of like, the reason we're still alive is because we don't be bothering the UNSC. And Soren got a lot of trauma where they're concerned, so.
It explained to him his true purpose, his responsibility, which has been handed on to future generations.
You just be touching fire?
To your father,
Satan.
So what is it?
Nothing. Haha. You must eat this fire. How? That could have been poison. It's like, haha, joke's on you. And there goes the ha line. Now you about to get high. No wonder your daddy was never okay after this. Y'all just be taking drugs without any kind of warning, without any kind of questions. I ain't drinking nothing somebody just gives to me. You kidding?
Chief, wait!
What do you mean, wait? I thought you were fearless. Nothing you're scared of.
Why won't you talk to me?
Girl, this is your hallucination. I don't know.
Fight!
Yeah, didn't you say you take on things that are twice your size and you ain't afraid? So come on. Square up. You fearless, right?
how your rage serves you.
I mean, when are you going to realize that you're only alive because Master Chief wanted you to be? I'm so happy for this. This girl needs some humbling. God, he's so creepy. Remember when Master Chief told you that his armor is like barely penetratable by like lasers and you've got a little knife?
Again?
Wow, we're gonna be here all night. Wow, Kwon. You are slow. Master Chief told you all these things. Remember when you were trying to shoot him on his ship and he told you you need to stop with all this basic shit? Did you not hear what the witch told you? This is what your rage gets you. You need to let go of the rage, hun. You're not thinking clearly. Okay, there we go.
What do you want from me?
To let go of the rage, to grieve, to feel. I'm sorry, I just cackle if he just like tossed her off the roof. Yeah, remember there was a face behind that helmet. A person who let you live, a person who showed you mercy when he didn't have to. Who took you somewhere to someone who protected you, that you then turned around and hurt. Is this your ancestor? Master Chief's like, bye. Oh, 진짜?
Are you talking to me?
Who else speaks Korean here, ma'am?
나를 알 텐데.
Al 텐데. He's like, I don't know any of you people. Dang, that's a lot of generations of Haas that have been on this here rock. This is a cool sequence. 아빠?
미안해.
너에게 말해줬어야 했는데 널 지킨다고 알려주지 않은 내 실수야.
Potentially, yes.
마드리갈이 숨겨진 고귀한 힘으로 움직이.
Go on.
그래서 우리가 이 마드리갈을 꼭 지켜야만 한단다.
We, there's one of us. One Ha.
이제 나를 대신해 네가 이곳을 지켜야 한다.
Okay, that's a mission.
나 혼자서는 아무것도 할 수 없어.
That's because you won't let people help you.
Go back to where we all began.
The womb? How was your vision quest?
I'm a protector.
Sure. Now leave.
Back to where it all began.
So go.
Yeah, leave quickly. You're bringing trouble to us. We don't need it. Probably too late though. I feel like Venture's men are gonna like set this whole place on fire now. Oh my god, did you actually go to do this job? Really, Soren? I don't think one nice gesture by Soren is gonna be enough to change the ill will. That looks like it hurt. Oh, he did it on purpose. Okay.
Why don't you help the fellow?
I had a feeling Soren was up to something. His face! That looks like it hurts.
Was it really necessary? He could lose his toes.
Good.
He can still walk. Soren's like, have you seen my arm? I'm not mad about his toes.
Fear is a hell of a motivator. Trust me.
But doesn't inspire loyalty. I mean, didn't work with you, did it?
Venture's goons have probably already found her, carved her up.
Kwon Ha is alive. Venture just tripled the bounty.
She's smart. Don't do anything stupid, Soren.
Did I catch you at a good time?
No? I mean, even if I say no, are you gonna let me go? Who's gonna clean up all the alien rubbish?
Tell me, General, and be honest.
Yes, you're an ass.
As was the whole Ha family, sick, delusional, and weak.
And
Oh.
yet you are so deathly afraid of them.
Piri! Exactly.
Yes, of course.
Gonna kill her. I knew he'd kill her like a bitch, because that's the kind of man he is. Shoot her in the back. Okay. Your death will be glorious. I can't wait.
도대체 포탈이 뭡니까?
Yeah, did you actually think you're gonna be able to chill there? Okay, that one gun. Good luck. Hope you're a dead shot. Think there's any chance Soren came back? He seemed to feel some type of way about hearing she was still alive. Mm-hmm. Knew it.
Is the bounty you're after?
I don't work like that.
That's exactly how you work.
You don't know anything about me.
You want to insult me They gonna let me save your ass.
I'm doing just fine on my own, thanks.
And yet, here we are.
He could have killed you already, Kwon.
Maybe you're too young or too stupid to understand, but I made a promise to John to keep you safe, and I intend to keep it whether I like you or not.
The pernicious hour is at last upon us.
Shut up. Actually, no, keep talking. It gives me time to run away.
No hope to escape.
Wow, that many guns for one girl.
I see it.
As long as we're inside the vault when the pipe explodes, probably safe.
Probably. I mean, right? It's death or death. Death with a chance of life or death and death. Come on, Soren. When was the last time you had this much fun?
As long as I still get to kill some people.
He's like, yeah, I got some rage.
Solomon.
Oh my God, your glasses are stupid. Let's go.
My dad hated you.
Send them in.
God, do we have to all be deaf to do this mission?
No, I'll open it.
She's fast.
Oh, okay, you. You want to make it 10 feet out there.
I know another way.
Yeah, she does live here, Soren. Normally I would say screw what Kwon's saying, but this is actually her house and she's actually using her brain for once. So let's just let her do it.
Yeah, I know. Boom.
Told you I was rich.
Damn, okay, let's hurry up. Since we have a few minutes to be greedy, can we move on? You call it turned up like a bitch. Pirate! Worse, he was a Spartan. Good luck. He's like, still got it. Girl, you didn't know the Kwon, you trying me, girl. Was it worth it? In the throat. He just totally just punched your Adam's apple through the back of your neck. Did you find it? You sure? God, Kwon, come on. Soren out here doing this all by his damn self. Thank you, Soren. Exactly. Of course. This must be so traumatic for her, though. Like, the last time she was like this, in this place, having to run from people, did not end well. No! Soren had better survive this. I swear to Jesus. I swear to Jesus. I guess the only thing that's good is that they're not supposed to kill her right now. Oh, alien toys.
What the hell is this?
Get this thing off me.
Run to your friends.
Where are you going?
Run to your friends. Woo! There she go. No! But it was in the armor. Was it in the armor? No! No! God, I'm mad.
This end is contretemps with some real dignity.
Oh, it's John's gun. No, 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 no.
Wise man knows himself to be a fool. Or at least he should.
Shut the door quick. Woo! Oh my God, wait, where's that tower gonna land? Please don't land on an innocent city. She's like, well done, Kwon. Well done. Okay, is Soren gonna die? Please tell me Soren's gonna be okay. Was it just a graze? It looked like he was bleeding out of his back. Y'all, I'm stressed. My guy got shot in the leg too. Okay, he stuck a cloth in there. Y'all made it rain? Okay, maybe she is a chosen one or something. I need to see Venture's body though. I don't think that guy's dead. Something tell me he's still alive. I mean, he gonna be messed up, which makes me happy, but he's still alive, I feel. Now you can cry in the rain. You deserve it.
I could use you for whatever comes next.
He's got a family.
I have my own thing going, and I'm not one for joining lost causes.
You did come back. You didn't have to.
We'll see each other again.
You
I
will.
hope not.
He didn't mean it. He likes you now. Now he actually saw you use your head for once instead of just your mouth. There's hope for you, Kwon. You redeemed yourself this episode because you were really getting on my nerves. I do feel like he'll be back though. It's cool that she's got John's gun. It's kind of a nice little nod. Okay, she got that face of determination. She ready to take over and stuff. All right, that was the episode 7, and this was Kwon's episode. I feel like we needed a Kwon episode because we really haven't delved into her or her character or anything to do with her family deeply, I'd say, since the first episode, and obviously that wasn't very deep because all hell broke loose within a matter of minutes. But I'm glad we kind of jumped back to them because, we lost. The last time we saw them, of course, is when Kwon knocked Soren out because, she wanted to basically go her own way, and we didn't see any of them the last episode. So it looks like we had a little bit of a time jump, and thank goodness Soren managed to find his way to that station and get himself off the planet. I was just worried about Soren because, like I said, he didn't really ask for this, right? Soren was minding his business on his little asteroid belt, getting high and taking care of his baby. He did not ask for an intergalactic criminal to be dropped on his doorstep and tasked with the promise to a good friend to keep her alive or at least take care of her no matter what. So my heart was with Soren this whole time, and that's why I was a little harder on Kwon because, I understand that Kwon has her own thing and we're going to get into her in a minute, but, it's just a lack of respect. It's a lack of gratitude for me that I was not really vibing with. I'm like, sis, I get it, but you do realize, right? But she doesn't, which is the problem. But anyways, digressing, I think it's interesting that we saw a little bit of Soren in his world. We saw that guy, the partner, I guess, a couple episodes ago. He's the one who brought the chickens, and we could see in that episode he clearly didn't feel like Soren was giving him the payment he deserved for the chickens or the recognition or whatever it is. And in this episode we see that he is still feeling some type of way. Apparently he thinks he should be running things and not Soren, and he voiced the fact that Soren lost the girl with the high bounty on her head, which would have been good money to bring back to their little community, etc. But once again, Soren had to assert his authority, right? If he's going to run a place like this, like I saw that, his wife clearly did not like the fact that he got a little more aggressive with his tactics. And she's not completely wrong in the sense of straight force is never the way, in my opinion. Like, I do think that, yes, ruling through fear works to an extent, but there's literally no system in the history of man that has lasted long-term on fear alone, right? People will operate under fear for so long and then eventually they can't take it anymore and they revolt. And it's usually pretty bloody and pretty terrible when that happens. So you want true loyalty. You want people who are really going to fight for a cause and be there and really rely on you as a leader. You need to show that you trust them, and you need to also show them why they can trust you, right? You can't just do blind fear. But again, you have to remember that Soren comes from a background where fear and really essentially torture and other horrible things were the way that he was brought into line, right? The Spartan program was built on keeping these kids constantly scared, constantly on alert, distrustful, right? So that's what he would have learned as far as ways to keep order. And it's not the only way. I mean, I don't think he's a dictator by any stretch. I don't think that's the way he is all the time, but I do understand where his wife is coming from in that, trying to let him know that maybe he should pull back a bit on the aggression. But there also is a time and a place where I feel like you need to make sure people know that you're in charge, right? That guy went and challenged him in front of a lot of the people who clearly have some level of influence on this rock. And if Soren was kind of chilling and acting like it was no big deal or like it was okay to be that disrespectful or not mindful of his position, it would have become something that other people would have considered to be okay, right? That's the sad reality, right? You got to teach people how to treat you. And that guy, yes, he was a little bit tipsy, but the disrespect was there. And even tipsy, he knew he was crossing some lines. I think that Soren was absolutely right. He didn't punch him. He didn't beat him bloody in front of everyone. He just stepped to him and looked him right in the eye and said, "Oh, you think you have a problem? You think there's something wrong? Then you tell me what the problem is right here, right now, to my face. You stand here calmly and explain to me. You explain to me whether or not you think I can still handle things." And of course, homie couldn't even get the words out, right? He was just talking shit. So I get it. I mean, the extra step that he took on the heist as far as crushing the man's toes might have been a little too far, but I think that Soren just really wanted to get it through his head that these types of insubordinations and like the little backhanded comments and the titter-tatter here and there, like the girl that was with him all the time, like that's how these things where your insurrection grows could spread, right? If it feels like it's something you can do. Again, this may still have the reverse effect. Maybe some people will look at that example and think that Soren's a bit out of control, but I understand why he did it, especially if he has to try to keep a very large and very disparate community together of people who really don't want to be, controlled or ruled in any way, right? There has to be order though. Like that's the whole thing. Even though they think this is a utopia of no control away from the UNSC, the reality is that almost every civilization that advances needs some level of rulership and order. So someone's got to be in charge is my point. And Soren is kind of taking on that role. And there are some harder parts of that job. And we're seeing that now in him having to kind of assert that authority when people are kind of thinking they can do whatever it is that they want and not necessarily check in with people who are also in charge. I don't think that whole exchange that we saw between Soren and his number one or his former partner, whatever, was for nothing. I do think it's leading to the fact that there's probably going to be some issues on this rock. I feel like the whole point of it, because I feel like this is such a sub storyline and with all that's going on right now, the only reason I can think it might be happening is that it's forcing a situation where Soren's going to have to give up his comfy, cushy life on this planet and join the bigger fight that's going to end up happening between the UNSC, the Covenant, whatever's going on Madrigal, this larger plot. So I feel like that they're sowing the seeds for there to be some unrest and for that to, again, make Soren have to just finally step up and become that Spartan that he was trying to run away from for so long. Anyways, dovetailing into Kwon. So then we find out that Kwon has gone to find these witches that her father went to go see, however, before she was even born, it sounds like, and find out what his mission was, the real reason he was on Madrigal. And I guess I thought her driving into the storm was going to be a bit of a crazy move, and it kind of was, but it was for a reason. Apparently, that's how you find these witches. So found them, and she went through her dream walk. Like a lot of the things that happened in this village very much reminded me of some of the like indigenous ceremonies you would see with like, the fire and the domed room, and you taking in some type of either smoke or elixir or something that kind of gets you a little bit loopy so you can have your vision quest. But anyway, I like that they brought out the fact that Kwon needs to let go of all this rage that she's got going on, because the rage, I think, is really what made her so annoying to me up until now, is that I understood it. Don't get me wrong. She lost everything. She's been betrayed by people she thought she could care about. She has a lot of reasons to be angry. However, when you're in a rage level of anger, you cannot think clearly, right? You can't think at all logically. And she was just running from one disaster to the next because she was just running on this fuel of, I gotta get revenge. I gotta finish what my dad started, blah, blah, blah. When she didn't even understand what her dad started. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, you don't even know the full mission. And here you are talking about you want to finish it. Although we saw in that flashback in the beginning that Kwon has always been a little bit impetuous and a little judgmental. She likes to jump to conclusions without asking questions. Although I shouldn't say the asking question part, because maybe she did ask her dad and he didn't tell her the whole truth. We're getting a little bit of that in the end. But anyways, my point is, one of her shortcomings as a character is that she definitely is a little bit impetuous, and she needs to just stop and breathe. As I said in the episode, take a minute here and there to just stop, think about things a little bit, take in a little bit of feedback, take in a little information, and then, come up with some level of a plan, right? Because you cannot lead a revolution. You cannot lead a planet. You cannot do anything really when you've got bigger powers at bay if you don't have a plan. You need to stop and actually think and not just run into something head first because you think you're a badass. And I think that whole Vision Quest situation where the witches were like, yeah, okay, see where your rage gets you. See what happens when you just go with nothing but rage. And we saw it, right? She's going up against John. And like I said in the episode, the visage of John. But remember, right in the first episode, John told her, like, dude, this suit is made to be damn near indestructible, okay? Guns are not going to affect it. Knives ain't going to affect it. Your rock ain't going to affect it. You throwing your body at it ain't going to affect it. Like, girl, you need to use your head. The only way you're going to get to me is if you use your head. But she went at it with all that rage in the beginning, right? And of course, failure, death. And finally, when she calms down, lets the rage go, lets herself cry and grieve. And then, of course, it comes back to her that this thing she's even fighting, John, is the reason she's even there right now. John is the one who went off mission, let her live, took her someplace to somebody who he didn't even have any right to ask to take care of her. Like, this man is not even your enemy. Like, if she used her head, like, yes, your rage is against the program, the Spartan program, the UNS, seeing what they did to your family, but trying to go at them like a hot missile, you're just going to end up dying. Instead, do what you did before. Talk, engage, learn, and you could get an ally. You have an ally in John already. You have an ally in Soren, right? So I just like that it kind of showed that she needs to stop with the rage and take a minute to actually use her head, and more things would become clear to her, more options and more paths, right? And then, of course, we saw her, she went and found out that this mystical well apparently is a portal. I feel like that's definitely going to come into play with the artifact situation, but they didn't go too much into it. They just said that the Kwons or the Haws are apparently the guardians of the well, but she is the last guardian. So I'm like, I don't know how much longer this guardianship gonna go unless Kwon gonna have to find herself a man and start pumping out some babies, because yeah, she the last one that we know of. Maybe there's more that we don't know of, but anyway, so at least now she knows she has a mission. And I think that's important for Kwon because she needed that, a real mission now, and something that she feels is deeply important. It's connected to her family, which is something she's been missing, obviously. So I think this is really going to help center her. And we already saw it by the end of the episode. Such a difference, right? She looks so much better. And I love that Soren came back. I knew he would. I was like, when the way he talked about her when his wife was like, you know, she's still alive, the bounty was tripled, I was like, Soren's going back. So thankful Soren didn't die. I was so scared they were going to kill him. At least, I mean, there's still no guarantee they won't, but at least it wasn't in this episode. But I do agree with what Kwon said at the end. He definitely will be back. I think he really liked it. Like the fact that he was saying, like, oh, I get to kill some people. Like, I think there's parts of him that misses Spartan days to some degree. So I do think he'll be back. But like I said, I think the stuff that's going on in his home planet has to kind of kick off and give him a real reason to have to join this fight and get his, you know, real skin in the game. And I think it'll be great. I think that that's someone that I think John needs in his life, along with Kai, because things are going to get messy. Which reminds me of the last little piece that they added, where Kwon found out from her dad that she's going to see Master Chief again, that she's going to open the door for him. So not sure what that means yet, but it means that her, you know, Kwon and Master Chief were meant to meet, and that their fates are intertwined at the moment. So I think Soren is part of this whole fabric as well. And I'm very interested to see how they plan on like piecing all this together, because it's very interesting. So far, it's still very much pieces of a puzzle, but I do kind of start to see the outlines of the picture at this point. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to bring it all together in this season, because so far it's been pretty good. I'm enjoying it a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.